Hello, gentlemen. Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're diving into something, well, pretty important for men over 60. It really touches on vitality, confidence, feeling like yourself again. Now, what if I told you that the secret to reclaiming your strength, your energy, maybe even your intimacy? What if it has less to do with your age or, what you do during the day, and everything to do with what's happening while you sleep? We've been looking into the work of Dr. Mohit Kara. He's a urologist, been doing this over 30 years. And he challenges something many guys believe. A lot of men focus on supplements like magnesium, thinking it helps their manhood. But Dr. Kara suggests it's almost irrelevant, a distraction, even from the real keys. So our mission here is to really unpack that, find out about two vital nutrients, what not to take, and a simple action plan from Dr. Kara. Okay, let's dive in.
Yeah, it's a really interesting angle, isn't it? Dr. Carr, he's basically saying we need to shift our thinking. This idea that the real repair work for your whole body, including, well, your manhood, as he puts it, it's not happening when you're awake. It's happening during those really deep sleep hours. And that does fly in the face of some common ideas, especially, like you said, the big focus on magnesium for this particular thing.
Right. That magnesium piece is huge. I mean, for years, it's been magnesium for muscles, for calm, for sleep. Seems logical. But Dr. Kara's point is when you zero in on reviving erections, maybe magnesium's a bit of a, misconception.
Exactly. He's pretty clear on it. He says magnesium does very little for the very thing you want most, reviving your erections. Now, look, it definitely helps with the relaxation that can help you get to sleep, absolutely. But erections themselves, that's about blood flow, it's about testosterone levels, and it's about the strength of those smooth muscle fibers down there. And magnesium, it's essential for lots of things, over 300 bodily functions, but it doesn't really flick the switches for those specific processes. Not directly. He told this story, quite striking actually, about an 80-year-old patient taking magnesium for years religiously, still struggling. Turns out his testosterone was low, his zinc was low, vitamin D way down. Once they addressed those issues and sort of put the magnesium aside for this purpose, Dr. Carr said his morning erections returned. So the takeaway isn't that magnesium is bad. It's not dangerous. It's just maybe not the miracle you've been promised for this specific goal.
Okay, that makes sense. So if magnesium isn't the key player, this next bit from Dr. Kara has really got my attention. He says our bodies do the heavy lifting, the real repair work at night, specifically like between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m. during deep sleep. That's fascinating.
It really is. During that window, your body goes into major repair mode. It's not just resting, it's actively rebuilding. Blood flow increases quite a bit. Hormones are testosterone, growth hormone, really important stuff. And tissues all over are fixing the little bits of damage from the day. Now, for men specifically, this means the penis should be, restoring those smooth muscle fibers, reinforcing its ability to trap blood. That's the foundation, right? Dr. Kara calls it the very foundation of a strong erection, and he's quite firm on this. Without that nightly repair, he says, no pill or powder taken in the daylight can bring back the manhood you once knew. He shared the story, really moving, about a man in his late 70s. This guy really thought, that part of his life was over, just resigned to it. But after focusing on supporting what his body needed at night, consistently, within weeks, he started having morning erections again. He apparently just looked at Dr. Kara and said, Doctor, I finally feel like myself again. Just imagine that feeling. So if you connect the dots, it just shows how vital it is to work with our body's natural rhythms, not fight against them.
Wow. Feel like myself again. That says it all, doesn't it? So, okay, if magnesium isn't the star player and nighttime repair is critical, what does Dr. Carr say fuels this? What are these real keys we should be looking at?
Great question. This is where it gets specific. Dr. Carr points to two key nutrients. The first one, he calls it the erection activator. It's vitamin D3. And what's really surprising is how many older men are, in his words, dangerously low in D3. And they often have no idea. See, as we get older, our skin just doesn't make vitamin D from sunlight as well. And getting enough from food alone, tough. Really tough. So during that deep sleep phase, vitamin D3 finds these special receptors in the penile tissue, fits right in, he says, like a key fitting perfectly into a lock. And once that key turns, boom, the body starts pulling in calcium and phosphorus. Those minerals are what strengthen the smooth muscle fibers inside. You need those strong fibers for firmness, for staying power. But D3 also does something else crucial. It sparks your body's own production of testosterone at night. Think about that. It helps make the very hormone you need. The stats are pretty stark, too. Men with low D3. Up to a 60% higher risk of dysfunction. That's significant. He told another story, a man, early 70s. Critically low D levels, feeling terrible. Within just 3 months of getting his D3 levels up properly, his testosterone climbed, morning erections came back. The guy apparently said he felt 20 years younger. So, practically speaking, Dr. Kara suggests 2,000 to 4,000 IU. Take it with your evening meal. And importantly, try to have some healthy fats with that meal. Olive oil, salmon, maybe some avocado. Helps you absorb the D3 better. Sets it up to work overnight.
Okay, D3, the erection activator. Got it. Makes perfect sense, especially the link to testosterone production at night. But you said D3 is only half the equation. So what's the other piece? What else does Dr. Kara highlight?
Right, D3 lays the groundwork. The other crucial piece Dr. Kara calls the testosterone igniter, and that's zinc. Think of it like this. Zinc is the spark that keeps the engine of your manhood running. It's the ignition switch for testosterone. Without enough zinc, your body just can't properly make or use the testosterone it needs for strength, energy, or erections. Zinc is involved in like over 300 enzyme functions, but for this purpose. It's vital for the enzymes that convert cholesterol into testosterone and for rebuilding tissues while you sleep. During deep sleep, your tests really rely on having enough zinc around to release that testosterone surge. And here's a bit of a wake-up call. Dr. Carr says nearly 40% of older men are zinc deficient. 40%, often without knowing. He mentioned a retired teacher, late 60s. This guy was doing everything right, or so he thought. Eating well, exercising, still felt flat. No energy, no desire, erections weren't improving. Dr. Carr checked his labs. Bingo, zinc levels were way too low. Started him on a simple zinc supplement. The change was apparently quite dramatic. The man told him, "Doctor, I haven't felt this alive in 20 years just from adding zinc." So the practical tip here. Dr. Kara suggests 15 to 30 milligrams. Take it with a glass of water, maybe about 2 hours before bed. Why then? Well, it gives your body time to absorb it so it's ready right when that natural nighttime surge of testosterone and growth hormone is meant to happen. Timing again.
Zinc, the testosterone igniter. Okay, so D3 and zinc working together at night, that paints a clear picture. But even if you're getting the D3 and the zinc right, Dr. Kara warns you could still be sabotaging your erections without realizing it. How? What are these hidden problems?
Yeah, this is a really important piece of the puzzle because you could be doing the right things, but then undoing them with other stuff. Timing is everything. Dr. Kara points out 3 common supplements that can really mess things up if you take them at night. First up, B-complex vitamins. Now, B vitamins are great, fantastic for energy in the morning, good for metabolism, but take them at night. They stimulate the nervous system. They can slightly raise your heart rate, keep your brain alert. Basically, the opposite of what you want for deep sleep. He mentioned a man, late 70s, healthy guy, exercised, but took his B complex after dinner. Struggled with sleep and erections. Simple fix. Move the B complex to the morning. Dr. Kara said his sleep deepened and his erections began to return. Just that one change. Second one, vitamin C. We all know it's great for immunity, right? But at night, Dr. Kara says it interferes with the mild oxidative stress your body needs to trigger repair. Think of it like your body needs a little nudge to start the repair process. Vitamin C, being a strong antioxidant, can kind of quiet that nudge down too much at night. It can also make some people feel a bit restless. Again, not great for that deep restorative sleep. And the third one, no surprise here maybe, caffeine. Most guys know not to drink coffee before bed, but caffeine hides, in pre-workouts, some energy supplements, even some pain relievers. And caffeine is bad news at night because it raises cortisol, that's the stress hormone, and cortisol directly destroys testosterone. Plus, it obviously cuts short the very deep sleep cycles where recovery happens. So Dr. Kerr's advice is really strong on this. These 3 must be avoided at night. Take them earlier if you need them, sure, but never before bed.
Wow. B-complex, vitamin C, hidden caffeine, things many of us take thinking we're doing good. That's definitely food for thought. Yeah. But Dr. Carr brings it back to something deeper than just biology and supplements. He really emphasizes the emotional side for men. He says, when a man loses his erections, it's not just a physical problem. It reaches into his heart, his confidence, and his sense of who he is. That's powerful.
It really is. And it's something that doesn't get talked about enough, I think. Dr. Carr talks about men sitting in his office just feeling diminished, feeling less of a man. That confidence they used to have kind of chipped away. And it's often not about, performance anxiety in some abstract way. It's about connection. It's about wanting to feel close to their partner, wanting that intimacy, that tenderness, feeling vital. That story he told about the man in his early 80s, avoiding holding his wife's hand because he felt ashamed. Just heartbreaking, felt like he was failing her, But then after getting his D and zinc right, focusing on that nighttime repair, he comes back just beaming, saying, "Doctor, last night we held each other, and for the first time in years, I felt like her husband again." I mean, that's what this is really about, isn't it? It goes way beyond just the physical mechanics. It connects right back to your vitality, feeling independent, living fully. And the message from Dr. Tora is so hopeful. No matter your age, it is not too late. Your body knows how to recover. It still carries the blueprint.
Which really makes you think.
How can you honor that blueprint in your own life? Starting tonight.
That's incredibly hopeful. Your body still carries the blueprint. I love that. Okay, so let's make this really concrete. For the guys listening right now, what does this mean for you tonight? Dr. Carl lays out a simple plan, right? Something you can actually do.
Absolutely. It's refreshingly simple, actually. Here's the action plan from Dr. Kara, starting tonight. 1. Set aside the magnesium. For this specific purpose, it's likely not your main tool. 2. Get your vitamin D3. Take that 2,000 to 4,000 IU with your evening meal. Remember, the healthy fats helps absorption. 3. Take your zinc. About 15 to 30 milligrams with water, roughly 2 hours before you plan to sleep. Gets it ready for that nighttime surge. 4. Avoid the saboteurs. This is crucial. No B complex at night, no vitamin C after dinner, and double check for any hidden caffeine. Move those to earlier in the day. And 5. Prioritize sleep. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep. That's when the magic happens. That's it. It's not about complicated routines or expensive stuff. It's really just about working with your body's natural intelligence, giving it what it needs when it needs it. And Dr. Carr's point is just start. Start tonight, because each evening becomes another chance for recovery, another chance to revive the man you thought you had lost.
Okay, that's a clear, actionable plan. Let's quickly recap for everyone. Gentlemen, we've covered some really important ground tonight. We learned how magnesium might not be the answer you thought it was for this specific issue. We talked about how critical that nighttime window is. That's when your body does its deep repair work. And we zeroed in on the 2 real keys Dr. Kara highlights: vitamin D3, the erection activator, and zinc, the testosterone igniter. Plus, the crucial reminder to avoid those nighttime saboteurs: B-complex, vitamin C, and caffeine before bed. We heard those incredible stories, men in their 70s, even 80s, getting their confidence back, reconnecting, just by giving their body the right support at the right time. And I really want that message to land the same as possible for you. As you get ready for bed tonight, maybe hold on to that thought from Dr. Kara. Your best years are not behind you, they're waiting to be awakened. We really hope this deep dive has brought some clarity, maybe some hope, and definitely a practical path forward. Thank you so much for joining us on the deep dive. If you found this valuable, we'd appreciate it if you'd like the video, maybe share it with a friend who could benefit, and please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next deep dive. Thanks again for listening.